Angie Dodge was 18 when she was found murdered in her Idaho Falls apartment in June 1996. The scene was horrifying, and the pressure to solve it was enormous. Police focused on Christopher Tapp, a young man who eventually gave a confession after long interrogations, even though biological evidence did not match him. He was convicted and spent years in prison while Angie's mother, Carol Dodge, lived with an unbearable contradiction. She wanted justice for her daughter, but the evidence kept saying the full truth was not in the courtroom. The case became one of the most painful examples of a cold case with two victims, Angie, whose life was stolen, and Tapp, whose life was consumed by a conviction that did not fit the DNA. Carol kept pushing. New tests excluded Tapp and showed an unknown male profile from the crime scene. Investigators tried ancestry research once before and wrongly focused suspicion on a filmmaker whose family tree partially fit. That mistake made the next step even more careful. In 2019, genetic genealogy finally pointed investigators toward Brian Lee Dripp Sr., who had once lived across from the Dodge family. Detectives watched him and collected a cigarette butt he threw away. The DNA matched. When confronted, Dripps denied involvement at first, then confessed. He admitted he was impaired by alcohol and drugs, entered Angie's apartment, assaulted her, and killed her. The answer had been living in the neighborhood at the time, close enough to have been canvassed but not close enough for old methods to prove. Tapp was fully exonerated, but freedom came after roughly 2 decades of damage. Dripps pleaded guilty in 2021 and received life in prison with parole eligibility after 20 years. The final outcome gave Carol Dodge the real killer's name and cleared an innocent man, but it also exposed the terrifying cost of forcing a story before the evidence is ready. The deepest horror is that the truth was not only hidden by a killer, but also buried under a case that once seemed officially finished. That is why the case still feels so disturbing. The evidence waited quietly while ordinary life kept moving around a truth no one could safely forget. For the family, closure did not bring back the missing years, it only proved that persistence can outlive fear, silence, and the killer's confidence. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.